Alright guys, we're at the Disneyland Resort to check out the top 10 underrated rides here at Disneyland. We're going to check them out and see if they are underrated, maybe they're overrated, or maybe that they're rated just right. Are you ready to find out? Let's go!
This is Braggin's Adventures.
So, we researched wait times to find the 10 attractions that were open at the time of our visit that you guys just aren't riding. We then wrote notes about our experience and gave the attraction a number of points out of 10. There were quite a few ties, which then led to deciding which of the tied experiences we preferred, and that led us to this ranking. We're going to start out with our lowest rated of these 10 underrated attractions and work our way up to the ride we think you're missing out on the most. That being said, I actually think you should give all 10 of these a chance because even the number 10 position is a fire ride. Number 10. Pinocchio's Daring Journey. The Pinocchio ride rarely has more than a 15-minute wait, while the rest of Fantasyland is a cluster of insanity. It's definitely a dark ride, and I don't mean in Disney terms as a description of the ride's style. I mean scary dark. Like, if you stop to think about the horror aspects of the story and how they are depicted in the ride, this is not for kids. But it is a fun ride, and it's air-conditioned inside, so it's perfect for a mid-afternoon break. Number 9. Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer Island. Now, I remember this as Tom Sawyer's Island, and it's nearly as old as the park. I also have memories of a quick service restaurant on the island, either in Disneyland or Disney World, but I can't find any info. Do you remember a restaurant there? Let us know in the comments below. Anyway, let me start by saying I don't care for the re-theme. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy the pirate stuff, and it makes sense being across from the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction, but drop the Tom Sawyer and make the switch complete. The island feels very disjointed with remnants of the old Tom Sawyer Island not really blending with the Pirates of the Caribbean themes. This attraction also has a lot less to do than it did in a pre-Fantasmic world. That being said, it's a fun and shaded place to walk around and there are restrooms on the island. Number 8. The Omnibus. Part of the Main Street vehicles, the Omnibus travels from Town Square to the Hub and back from park opening until roughly 1:30 in the afternoon daily. It's a one-way trip and features a sort of tour guide vibe. We enjoyed the different perspective of Main Street that sitting on the upper deck offers. This was my first time riding it that I can remember, but I've always enjoyed the energy the Main Street vehicles bring to Main Street. There's hardly ever a wait, and given the large capacity and short ride time, you'll be on in no time. Number 7. Horse-drawn carriages. Not a part of the Main Street vehicles, though riding along the same route. The horse-drawn carriage is run by Circle D Ranch in Norco, California. The horses get their own Disney cast member name tag, but the actual cast member driving isn't the friendliest. Like the Main Street vehicles, they close in early afternoon. This is a wonderful and relaxing way to make your way down Main Street, and it's fun seeing all first-time visitors in awe at the fact that you can actually ride a horse-drawn carriage. Number 6. Mark Twain Riverboat. I don't know what y'all are skipping the Mark Twain Riverboat for. This is one of my favorite attractions. Multiple decks to enjoy unique views of Tom Sawyer Island and New Orleans Square? Sign me up. It can be hot on the open decks, but there's plenty of shaded areas available, and if you're lucky, you'll get to drive the boat and get a certificate for it. One thing I'm not a huge fan of is the unshaded loading area, but this is a great ride. Number 5. Casey Jr. Circus Train. The Casey Jr. train ride is one that I haven't been on in decades, and boy was I missing out. This is such a fun ride and way faster than I remember. The music's cute, and the scenery around the Storybook Land Canal ride is fun, but the speed really does get you. Now if you're a bigger person like me, maybe avoid the cage seating cars and opt for an open air one. Number 4. Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. The Tiki Room is a park classic, often overlooked by people running to Indiana Jones. This is a fantastic spot to grab some air conditioning, rest your feet, and get a few laughs in. I do dislike the seating in here except for the back row of each section, but the songs are catchy, and you can mobile order a Dole Whip outside the entrance and take it in with you. This is a must-do for me. Number 3. Sailing Ship Columbia. The Sailing Ship Columbia runs along the same route as the Mark Twain, but offers a very different experience. We like that you can go down a deck and see displays of how pirates sail. It's a fun little distraction. Back up on deck, the cannon demonstration was pretty awesome. The Columbia has a really friendly staff on board willing to talk about operations with you. This was my first ride on the Columbia, but it won't be my last. Number 2. Davy Crockett's Explorer Canoes. Staying on the rivers of America, the canoes are tucked back in bayou country, near the path to Galaxy's Edge. These are actual canoes, not running on a track, and yes, they are powered by you. It's an arm workout I recommend doing in the morning before it gets too hot, since there's no shade on the river. While they have to wait for a certain number of guests in order to travel, this can offer super cool vibes with the right river guide. I highly recommend checking out the canoes. This was really fun. Number 1. The Horseless Carriage. And our number 1 pick for the most underrated attraction that you should absolutely check out on your next visit is the Horseless Carriage. These were the first motor vehicles ever to drive on Main Street, and the man himself, Walt Disney, actually drove these very cars. The drivers are fun, think Jungle Cruise skippers without the script. Ours really made us feel special and gave us that amazing Disney magic that we missed from the perks of yesteryear. Like the other Main Street vehicles, they end their day in early afternoon, so grab a seat first thing in the morning. And if you want a pro tip, go all the way to the hub and hop on there, because nobody's riding back down to Town Square first thing in the morning. Those are our rankings for the top 10 underrated attractions at Disneyland that we think you should check out. If you want to see more Disneyland content, click this playlist right here, or just watch this video next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye!